Good morning. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance for this lovely Thursday. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist, here with some words of wisdom for our day. And I think the pollen count must be off the wall because holy sneezing. But hopefully we can get through the video without major explosion. We'll see. Good morning, Deb. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. So our card for today comes from the Oracle of E deck by Pam Grout and Colette Baron-Reid. And if you've never read E Squared or E Cubed by Pam Grout, they are fabulous books. So I'll show you the cover of it today. Oracle of E. Good morning, Luann. Welcome, welcome. Glad you are here. Our card is actually a lovely corollary to some of the things we've been talking about in terms of the Divine Feminine, and it is called At Your Service. At your service. So this is about us being willing to receive. So a couple of nice deep breaths. Good morning, Joe. We're just breathing ourselves into the day. Just letting your shoulders drop, wiggling your neck a little bit, getting some of the kinks out. All right, so tuning in with not just our physical ears, but our intuitive ears that are going to hear what part of this message is for us. Good morning, Judy. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. At your service. I hope it's comforting to know that there is a big universal butler who is working behind the scenes, taking care of all the details, making sure every little thing is turning out exactly as planned. This butler is as loyal as Fido, as determined as Diana never ever give up Naiad, as trustworthy as your own beating heart. So can you let him carry the tray? So what that card is telling us, I think, is that we oftentimes don't recognize the universal support when it's right in front of our nose. Good morning, Janine. Glad you're here. So I want you to think back. Let's just even do yesterday. Where in yesterday were your opportunities where the universe was supporting you? And good morning, Charlene. Glad you're here. Where the universe was offering that support, and you may or may not have been aware of it or willing to accept it. I think that's one of the pieces of the Divine Feminine that we all, male, female, etc., need to bring online for ourselves, which is that willingness to receive, that willingness to open up to the divine support that's there. And sometimes that divine support comes in the form of other humans. So our little earth angel helpers who, well, I can do that for you, or let me pick that up for you, or yeah, I have one of those, or whatever it is. And too often no, that's okay. I can take care of it. I can get that. I can, whatever. And we don't accept the help. I'd like us to practice accepting the help rather than that knee-jerk no. Well, thank you. I would appreciate that. That'd be great. Without feeling like you then owe that person something. There isn't a gigantic scoreboard up in the sky where, okay, Jane did something for Lisa, now Lisa owes something to Jane. It could be Jane does something for Lisa, Lisa does something for Fred, Fred does something for George, George does something for me, and then I do something for Jane. It kind of comes around in the circle. We don't have to keep track. When we come from a place of scarcity, there's not enough, blah, 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 then we tend to keep track. We tend to keep score. Well, I mowed his lawn 3 times and he hasn't done anything for me. On the other hand, when we come from abundance, we tend not to keep score. Don't worry about it. It'll get paid back. Not a problem. And on we go. So think about this for yourself. What do you need in order to step more fully into that abundance mindset so that you're more willing to receive when things are offered and you're more willing to give when you see an opportunity to do so? What do you need in order to step into that more? Is it more that belief in abundance? So I want you to, if so, I want you to think back on when you had a need. When you had a need for something, whatever it was, money, time, support, babysitters, whatever it was, were there opportunities there that you didn't accept, that you didn't take? If so, why not? Were you thinking it was going to put a tick on that gigantic scoreboard? Were you thinking there were strings attached? What were you thinking that didn't allow you to accept help when it was offered? And yes, there are those people who offer, but they're kind of waiting with the other hand. Really, it doesn't matter. You can still choose whether or not you want to accept that help. Good morning, Mel. Glad you're here. You may choose not to because you don't want to play that karma game that they've got going. They're the scarcity stuff. But you might choose to. Good morning, Linda. Welcome. You might choose to accept it, absolving yourself of having to owe somebody back simply because they think, I mowed your lawn, now you have to do X for me. If that's not spoken on the front end, it's not a contract. Simply because they think it is. If you haven't agreed to it verbally, it's not a contract. They can't hold you to it. So does that create discord in that relationship? Perhaps. But that discord might also be the opportunity to have that conversation that we've been talking about over the last couple of YEMIGs, where you call out the pink elephant in the living room. Seems like you're upset about something. No, I'm fine. Well, it seems like you're upset about something and I'm not sure what, so if so and you want to talk about it, you let me know. You are then absolved. You're off the hook. You put the olive branch out there and they chose not to take it. No longer your problem. Not your problem, not your fault, not your circus, not your monkeys. Let it go, all right? And I know that let it go part is easier said than done, but it's good for us to practice that. It's really good for us to practice that because most of us are very unaware of how many hooks we've put ourselves on. Okay, I'm dancing around this person and I'm walking on eggshells with that person and I feel that gigantic scoreboard with this person. That's not a way to live. That is not a way to live. And the only one keeping us there is, so we can choose to let ourselves off the hook. Again, if someone else has an unspoken hook that they're trying to hook us on, it is not our problem. We don't have to play that game. We could even call that out. Seems like you're thinking I owe you something now that you mowed my lawn. No. Okay then, just checking. Call it out. Put it out there. Is it uncomfortable? Yes. But isn't it uncomfortable to be doing this song and dance where you're trying not to piss people off and wondering whether you have and there's no conversation, etc.? That's not a way to live. Not a way to live. So in the interest of freeing ourselves, let's go back to this idea that the universe is at our service. The universe is at our service. We don't have to make everything happen. We don't have to have all the answers for how this is going to unfold. It can be, someone actually was talking to me about her God box yesterday, and mine's a jar, but whatever you have. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with it, you haven't heard me talk about it before, it's just a container that when there's something that's bothering you or you're looking for a certain outcome or you have a hope or a desire, you write it on the little piece of paper, you fold it up and you stick it in your God box, your God jar, whatever you have, and you let it go. You let the universe be the butler that's at your service. Behind the scenes, the butler's working on this thing to make it happen. You can let it go somewhat. We do need to keep our eyes open for the opportunities that present themselves, sometimes in hidden ways, more hidden ways. I wonder if this is my opportunity here. I wonder if I should take this one. We do have to keep our eyes open for that, to make sure we're stepping into those opportunities. But here's the deal, guys. If something is in divine right order, you're supposed to meet somebody, you're supposed to do something, you're supposed to buy something, be somewhere, whatever, whatever. If it's divine right order, it's going to happen anyway. It's going to happen anyway. We sometimes get in the way of it happening because of our faulty thinking, but it's going to happen. So we can rest assured that if we just keep following the signs, we're going to get there. Will it look the way we imagine it to look? Perhaps not. Will it still accomplish the goal laid out? Yes. Yes. So, that's our card for today, at your service. So I'd like you to think about what you would like this universal butler to help you with today. And then just put it out there. You can put it out there in words, say them out loud. You can speak them in your car as you're headed to work. You can write them on a piece of paper, put them on a 3x5 card, tell them to somebody, whatever it is, but then know it's out there. Put it on a slip of paper in your God jar. Then it's out there. Let it be. You don't have to work it to death. Just allow the unfolding. That's your mission for today. Have an awesome day. For those of you who will be on the Lightening Your Load class tonight, I'm looking forward to this one. It's going to be very powerful. We are working on not just emptying a closet, but releasing all of the clothing that no longer fits and that we keep around to beat ourselves up with, etc. So we've got a wonderful evening planned, I think. See you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are, including accepting help. Bye-bye.